Hello friends, good noon to all of you. In continuation with yesterday's lecture on mental health, today I shall be discussing the second part of this lecture, which is on alcoholism and drug dependence. While using the term drug dependence, there are certain technical terms which are used to describe various things. First of it is drug. The WHO has defined the drug as any substance that, when taken into the living organism, may modify one or more of its function. Then drug abuse. This is self-administration of a drug for non-medical reasons in quantities and frequencies which may impair an individual's ability to function effectively and which may result in social, physical, or emotional harm. Then there is drug dependence, which is a different term. It is a state of psychic and sometimes also physical resulting from the interaction between a living organism and a drug characterized by behavioral and other responses that always include a compulsion to take the drug on a continuous or periodic basis in order to experience its psychic effects and sometimes to avoid the discomfort of its absence. Coming to the problem due to this drug addiction, this is a worldwide problem. This is not problem of our country only. It is a worldwide problem, and to be more precise, it is more prevalent in developed countries, that is European countries, etc., rather than the underdeveloped countries. However, it is prevalent in underdeveloped countries also. An estimated 12 to 20 million people smoke marijuana in the US. That is 30 to 50% of all high school students had made marijuana as accepted part of life. In Sweden, drug dependence reached a peak in the age group 12 to 20 years, and the problem is less among girls. So what are the agent factors which are causing the drug dependence? Definitely they are drugs. The dependence producing drugs are first alcohol, opioids, cannabinoid, sedatives and hypnotics, cocaine, other stimulants including caffeine, hallucinogens, tobacco, volatile solvents, and other psychoactive substances and drugs from different classes used in combination. Amphetamines, these are synthetic drugs structurally similar to adrenaline. They act on nervous system, used to treat obesity, mild depression, narcolepsy, and certain behavioral disorders in children. Ordinary therapeutic dose is 10 to 30 milligram per day. Brands are Benzedrine, Dexedrine, Methadone, etc. They produce mood elevation, elation, and a feeling of well-being, and increased alertness and a sense of heightened awareness. These are called Superman drugs. They give tremendous boost to self-confidence and energy. That's why they are used for addiction, and they are addictive drugs. They produce psychic dependence, which is very rapid and strong. Then cocaine, this is derived from leaves of coca plant. Formerly, it was known, it was used as potent local anesthetic. It is a central nervous system stimulant. It produces sense of excitement, heightened and distorted awareness and hallucinations. No tolerance, this is a good part of it. No physical dependence and no withdrawal symptoms. Barbiturates are very much used by drug addicts. They are sedative, major ingredient in sleeping pills, and they cause physical and psychic dependence. Then cannabis, also known as bhang, most widely used drug today, obtained from hemp plants called Cannabis sativa, Cannabis indica, and Cannabis americana. These are different species of the genus cannabis. All produce the same effects. The active ingredients is resinous exudate from flowering top of female plant. This is called hashish or charas. Then dried leaves and flowering shoots are known as bhang. Then resinous material from small leaves and brackets of inflorescence is called ganja. And any part of plant which induces somatic and psychic changes in man is called marijuana in USA. So you can see that all the plant parts, that is whole of the plant, produces the addiction and dependence. This is incorporated into cigarettes or foods like sweets and cakes. Cigarettes produce intoxication within minutes and last from 1 to 4 hours, while oral consumption, in this the delay of absorption is delayed, so there is delayed onset of action and prolonged effect for many hours. The psychological effects are development of dreamy state of altered consciousness, relaxation, euphoria, and increased tendency to laugh, greater awareness of colors and sounds, interference with perception of time, space, and paranoia. It causes psychic dependence. Then heroin, morphine, codeine, methadone, pethidine, these are all narcotic analgesics. They are used, many of them are used therapeutically to relieve severe pain, and codeine also have an antitussive property, so it is used in some cough syrups also. So they are used medically also. But the problem is that they produce craving, and physical dependence is very strong and develops very early. Tolerance occurs rapidly, and it is necessary to take increasing dose of drug to achieve same effect. So this is called tolerance. When a particular amount becomes non-effective and one has to increase the dose, person is called said to be tolerant to that particular amount, and so they go on increasing the dose of these drugs continuously. Then lysergic acid diethylamide, commonly known as LSD, this is potent psychotogenic drug agent. 20 to 25 microgram is enough to produce the effects. This causes the subjective disturbances, and if taken in 100 to 250 micrograms, there is intense depersonalization, It alters normal structuring of perception, intensification of color perception and auditory acuity, body image distortion, visual illusions, fantastic pseudo hallucinations. Colors are heard and music becomes palpable. No physical dependence, hence no addiction liability. Alcohol, this is the most widely used agent worldwide. By pharmacological definition, it is a drug classified as a sedative, tranquilizer, hypnotic, or anesthetic depending on the quantity consumed. It is rapidly absorbed from stomach and small intestine. It can be detected within 2 to 3 minutes of consumption in blood, but maximum concentration reaches after 1 hour. Increasing percentage of young people have started to drink alcoholic beverages. In India, 20 to 30% of adult males and 5% of adult females use alcohol. Issues of concern are violence, poverty, traffic injuries, suicide, social damage, that is family disorganization, crimes, loss of productivity, etc. That is high risk sexual behavior after consuming this agent, which leads to STD and HIV and AIDS. This is depressant of central nervous system. Psychic and physical dependence occur. Acute and chronic intoxication may cause liver cirrhosis, toxic psychosis, gastritis, pancreatitis, cardiomyopathy, peripheral neuropathy, cancer of mouth, pharynx, larynx, and esophagus. Coming to next agent, that is tobacco, again a very widely used substance. This is responsible for 3 million, that is 6% premature deaths per year worldwide. So you can imagine how dangerous it is. Even looks more simple, but this is very notorious. This is responsible for 30% of cancer deaths. Factors associated with young people smoking are peer pressure, following the examples of siblings and parents, and employment outside home. Passive smoking is also harmful. That means if somebody else is smoking or you are living in an atmosphere where smoke is there, even then it will harm you. The smoke emitted from the burning end of the cigarette or other tobacco products and smoke exhaled by the smoker is equally harmful as smoking itself. Now in this chart, you can see the adverse health effects of smoking. It affects almost all the organs of the body. In lungs, it causes lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is COPD, then increased severity of asthma, increased risk of developing respiratory infections. Then on heart, it causes coronary heart disease, angina pectoris, heart attack, increased risk of repeated heart attacks, arrhythmia, aortic aneurysm, cardiomyopathy, etc. Then on blood vessels, it affects peripheral vascular disease, it causes peripheral vascular disease and thrombophlebitis obliterans. On skin also, the causes effect is earlier wrinkling, fingernail discoloration, and also psoriasis, which is a chronic skin disease, and also involves the other internal organs like joints, etc. Then cancer, lung, esophageal, laryngeal, oral, bladder, kidney, stomach, pancreatic, valvular, cervical, and colorectal. All cancers are found to be associated with this agent. It also have effects on bones. There is disc degeneration, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, less successful back surgery, delayed fracture healing, etc. On reproduction, it may cause infertility, impotence, decreased sperm motility and density, miscarriages, earlier menopause. It also affects the unborn child. There is fetal growth retardation, prematurity, stillbirth, enhanced transmission of HIV to fetus, birth defects, intellectual impairment, sudden infant death syndrome. Then on brain, it causes TIA, stroke, worsened multiple sclerosis. Other effects are cataract, macular degeneration, snoring, periodontal diseases, stomach and duodenal ulcers, Crohn's disease, and impaired immunity. Now, if you withdraw this smoking or tobacco, that is, the withdrawal symptoms are caused, which include irritability, anxiety, craving, sleep problems, headache, and tremors and lethargy. Then there are volatile solvents which are used for addiction and drug abuse. These are glue, petrol, diethyl ether, chloroform, nitrous oxide, paint thinner, cleaning fluids, typewriter correction fluid, etc. CNS depressants like they causes initial euphoria and exhilaration followed by confusion, disorientation, and ataxia. Then petrol and toluene, they cause marked euphoria, grandiosity, recklessness, delusion and hallucinations, and loss of self-control. With increasing dose, convulsions, coma, and death may also occur. Chronic cases result in damage to paranasal sinuses, brain, kidney, liver, heart, and bone marrow. Next is caffeine, which is present in tea, coffee, cocoa, and cola drinks, which are very common, and people don't realize that this is harming them. The symptoms are anxiety, agitation, restlessness, insomnia, and somatic symptoms on heart and GI. Withdrawal symptoms are there like headache, irritability, lethargy, and occasional nausea. Coming to the host factors which are responsible for drug addiction. Pleasure, desire to experiment, sense of adventure, wish for self-knowledge, and desire to escape. These are the common factors which are responsible for drug addiction. Then unwillingness to accept minor discomforts. Even with minor discomforts, the people become restless and go for some drug to get sedation. Then social and psychological maladjustment. The average age of drug addiction is continuously decreasing. Symptoms of drug addictions are loss of interest in sports and daily routine, loss of appetite and body weight, unsteady gait, clumsy movements, tremors, then reddening and puffiness of eyes and unclear vision. The speech also gets slurred, so patient is not able to speak clearly. Fresh, numerous injection marks on the body and blood stain on cloth may be found on the subjects which are using injectable drugs. Then there is nausea, vomiting, and body pain, drowsiness and sleepiness, lethargy, and passivity. There may be acute anxiety, depression, and profuse sweating. There is changing mood, temper tantrum, depersonalization, and emotional detachment also occur. The memory gets impaired and they fail to concentrate. Presence of needles, syringes, and strange packets at home may indicate that the person is using some injectable drugs. Social and environmental factors are unemployment, large urban environment, living away from home, areas where drugs are sold, traded, or produced, migration in cities, relaxed parental control, alienation from family, early exposure to drugs, leaving school entry, broken homes, one parent family. Certain occupations are especially prone for getting this drug addiction, like tourism, drug production or sale. Then areas of with high rates of crime are also responsible for this. Areas where these drugs using gangs are staying. Then areas where delinquencies is common. So these are all social and environmental factors which are responsible for drug addiction. Coming to the solution, as you know, we can prevent at 3 levels. That first is prevention, then treatment, and then the rehabilitation. So first we will take prevention. This can be done by legal approach, by forming laws to stop this drug abuse. Then educational approach, by educating the people regarding the harmful effects of the drugs, and community approach, directly going to the community and convincing them that they should avoid using this drugs or substances. In legal approach, effective application of legal control on the distribution of drugs may be directed at controlling the manufacturing, distribution, prescription, price, time of sale, or consumption of substances. Then raising the minimum age at which minors may legally have access to alcoholic beverages, and punishment for drunken driving. And in anti-smoking measures, prohibition of sale of tobacco products to minors, restriction on the sale of cigarettes from automatic vending machines, prohibition of smoking in schools and other places frequented by young people, prohibition of smoking in public, prohibition of cigarette advertisement at times and in place and ways calculated to ensure its maximum impact on adolescents. Establishment of mandatory public health education on health consequences of smoking and insisting on the placing of mandatory health warning on cigarette packing, which is also being done. You might see that there is warning and photographs on the cigarette packets which show the cancer patients' photographs, etc., and a warning is written over it. Then educational approach in educational programs for school children and public information campaign on electronic media and messages should be clear and unambiguous to the intended audience, come from credible source of information, should provide specific advice, should be capable of provoking discussion or action. There should be an integrated plan of action involving other approaches also. Community approach, since communities often bear the main burden of dealing with the harmful use of drugs and drug-related problems, brings preventive action to the level of people's every life and action, and contributes to emphasis on strengthening primary health care, provision of alternative activities, for example, teenage centers. Coming to the treatment, identification of drug addicts and their motivation for detoxification. Detoxification requires hospitalization, so the definite center should be planned and established for the drug addicts. Then post-detoxification counseling and follow-up based on clinic and home visits. And last is rehabilitation. Along with medical treatment, changes in environment, for example, home, school, college, etc., is also required. And complete break, by this we can completely break with his group. The rehabilitation, adoption of mature and realistic attitude by the local community, and the avoidance of panic, moral condemnation and discrimination, facilities for vocational training, provision of sheltered work opportunities, then facilities for registration, diagnosis, treatment, aftercare, etc., of drug-dependent individuals and group should be integrated part of health and social service structure of any community in which drug-dependent exists. So this was all regarding the alcoholism and drug dependence. Thank you very much for patient listening.